Welcome back to our channel. Today we have another incredible story that will warm your heart and fill you with admiration for the unbreakable spirit of animals. You won't believe what this little donkey went through. One day, the already chaotic atmosphere of the show was abruptly shattered by the sharp crackle of shouted commands and the heavy thud of boots. The air, usually thick with drunken laughter, now vibrated with an unexpected tension. All of this transformation wasn't just witnessed by a handful of people. Inspired by his indomitable spirit and the farm's unwavering commitment to his well-being, many visitors found themselves transformed. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of animals, the transformative power of kindness, and the ripple effect of a single act of courage. The casual trip to a petting zoo evolved into a crusade for animal rights and welfare. People left the farm, not just with smiles on their faces and pictures in their cameras, but with a renewed sense of purpose in their hearts. They became advocates, spreading Hermon's story and the farm's mission to every corner they could. Social media platforms came alive with the tale of the resilient donkey from Tijuana, each share and post propelling Hermon's narrative further and amplifying the call for compassion. Fundraisers were organized, donations poured in, and volunteer hours were generously given. Hermon, the unassuming donkey, had become a catalyst for change, galvanizing a community of like-minded individuals who believed in the cause he so unwittingly represented. The impact went beyond the digital realm, weaving itself into the fabric of everyday life. People became more conscious consumers, scrutinizing where their food came from and how it was produced. The casual act of purchasing a product evolved into a conscientious decision to support ethical and sustainable practices. The line between a fun outing at a petting zoo and an informed stand for animal rights had been blurred. No. Thousands upon thousands of visitors to the farm over the years have had the privilege of meeting Hermon, of hearing his story, and of seeing the remarkable changes in him. For many, it was more than just a trip to a petting zoo. It was a profound lesson in empathy, courage, and the indomitable spirit of healing. As years passed, Hermon's tale wove itself into the very fabric of the farm's legacy. His image, a potent blend of vulnerability and strength, adorned t-shirts, mugs, and calendars, each serving as a silent testament to his journey. They were mementos, tangible reminders of a donkey who dared to dream of a better life beyond the confines of his former existence. Every dollar earned from these items didn't just go towards the cost of running the farm. It was a direct investment in Hermon's continued comfort and well-being. It was a tangible expression of the farm's philosophy, showing that every cent contributed would be channeled directly into making the lives of their rescued animals, including Hermon a little brighter. So when you saw Hermon, now a seasoned elder, basked in the afternoon sun, you knew you were witnessing a life reclaimed, a spirit unbroken, and a testament to the enduring power of hope and kindness. His story, far from being confined to the dusty streets of Tijuana, now echoed across the rolling hills of York, Pennsylvania. A beacon of inspiration for all who crossed his path. The FBI and Mexican police, acting on a courageous tip from someone who couldn't bear to witness the cruelty any longer, had finally arrived. They raided the establishment with swift precision, cutting through the layers of noise and confusion to liberate Hermon and the other forgotten victims trapped within those walls. It was a truly dramatic escape, a lifeline of hope thrown to a creature who had known nothing but relentless exploitation and degradation. He was carefully transported across borders, away from the harsh desert landscape and the oppressive atmosphere of Tijuana, to a world that seemed almost dreamlike in its tranquility. A peaceful farm nestled in the rolling green hills of York, Pennsylvania. The contrast between his former existence and this newfound sanctuary couldn't have been more stark. Here, the air was clean and crisp, carrying the gentle scent of hay and blooming wildflowers. The only sounds that filled his ears were the soothing rustling of leaves in the breeze and the soft, comforting nickering of other rescued animals, grazing peacefully in the nearby pastures. From the dusty, despair-filled streets of Tijuana to the peaceful, hope-filled farms right here in York, Pennsylvania. A chance to rediscover his inherent worth. He became a show donkey once more. But this time, it was in a place where his dignity was not just respected, but actively celebrated. He still performed for audiences, his small stature and gentle demeanor charming all who came to see him. But no, it was entirely on his own terms, a joyful expression of his natural spirit. The heavy, demeaning saddle that had once been a symbol of his oppression was replaced with a lighter, more comfortable one, crafted with care and consideration for his well-being. His thick, shaggy coat, once matted with neglect and filth, was now regularly brushed to a soft, gleaming sheen, reflecting the care and affection he finally received. Though the ugly and traumatic memories of his time in Tijuana undoubtedly lingered in the deeper recesses of his mind, like shadows that refused to fully dissipate, Hermon slowly began to heal. With each passing day of kindness and gentle interaction, his spirit, once so heavily burdened, started to rekindle its light. He learned to trust again, to nuzzle into the hands that offered him treats, and to gallop freely in the open fields, without the fear of the next degrading performance looming over him. Hermon's story is one you absolutely won't forget. It's a journey of survival, resilience, and ultimately, a triumph of spirit over unimaginable hardship. Hermon, a small and sturdy Maltese show donkey with a thick, shaggy coat, the color of dusty wheat, had the misfortune of living in the bustling, often merciless, border town of Tijuana, Mexico. His young life was anything but the idyllic existence one might imagine for an animal. Instead, his days were a relentless cycle dictated by the raucous sounds of hordes of tourists, often demeaning music that accompanied the infamous donkey show where he was cruelly forced to perform. But this wasn't some innocent animal act. No, this was a tawdry affair, a deeply disturbing spectacle of humiliation, where Hermon, against his very nature, was forced into truly despicable acts for the vulgar amusement of the crowds. He was made to work intimately with human women, who not only mistreated him with callous disregard, but actively took advantage of his gentle and trusting nature for the cheap thrills of the onlookers. The atmosphere in that dimly lit, poorly ventilated venue was always thick, with a palpable sense of desperation, mingling with the pungent smell of stale beer and the sour stench of exploitation. The tourists, a transient wave of often drunk and rowdy individuals, would hoot and holler with cruel glee, their insensitive cheers fueling the degrading spectacle as Hermon, his small body trembling with fear and exhaustion, was paraded around. His once bright, innocent eyes, the windows to a playful and curious soul, were now perpetually dull with a deep-seated weariness, reflecting the profound misery of his young days. His usually spirited and energetic nature was constantly weighed down, not just by the heavy, ornate saddle he was forced to wear, but by the invisible chains of his captivity and the emotional toll of the abuse he endured. That saddle, far from being a decorative piece, was a constant, chafing reminder of his lack of freedom and the indignity he was subjected to day after day. Then, like a sudden crack of thunder in a seemingly endless storm, everything changed. Hermon, now truly and irrevocably free, was given a new purpose. And here's something truly touching. And Hermon's incredible journey didn't end with him. In essence, Hermon's story is a tapestry woven with threads of exploitation, resilience,